name is Meredith. For this video, I'm going to be demonstrating the common names we use for intervention positions. First, I'm going to demonstrate the prone position. Basically, this is just any activity, or this is a position you complete while laying on your tummy. They can be up on their elbows, they can be down just like this, reaching for different tasks, anything while they're faced forward towards the ground, laying on their stomach. The next position is called prone extension. For this position, prone means laying on the tummy, so you're going to bring them down just like this. You want their legs to be extended and their arms to be extended, while also lifting their head up, extending that neck. It's going to be one fluid motion. We also like to call this the Superman. So it's going to look something just like this. Your goal is to try and get your child to lift their knee off the ground. Sometimes you'll see the child is going to look just like that, but you really want to make sure they're engaging in the full leg extension. Just like Superman, we also like to talk about silly bug, meatball. This is called supine flexion. Supine is any position where you're laying on your spine. That's an easy way to remember it, or just laying on your back. So you're going to have the child come down on their back. They can cross their arms over their chest, and what you want to see is their whole body almost crunched together. So they're going to bring their head into flexion, their core into flexion, while also flexing their legs. So this exercise is going to look something like this. You want to have the child try and complete this exercise in one fluid motion instead of lifting head, upper body, legs. You want it to look fluid, and you want to see how long they can hold it. Everything tucked together. The next position we also talk about is side lying. This looks something like this, where the child is propped up on their elbow, bearing weight into this arm. Their legs can be bent, they can be straight, they can engage in different tasks in front of them, reach for different tasks, trying to work on that trunk rotation. There are many different positions. We can also transition from this into a side sit, which the child is just propping up onto their hand instead of their elbow. That's the difference between side lying and side sitting. And in here they can reach for different objects, maybe transition back to side lying to place that puzzle piece in a puzzle or whatever task they're doing. So again, this is side lying and this is side sitting. The next task is just a long leg sit. Your child is going to have both legs extended. They're pretty spread apart. They can be together. But the goal here, you want them to try and maintain a neutral spine and not hunched over into that relaxed position while they're engaging in a task. So make sure they're working on those extensor muscles in the back and maintaining that upright posture. Another position you might hear us say a lot is quadruped. So there are two types of quadrupeds, a 4-point quadruped and a 2-point quadruped. This is also called hands and knees. So a 4-point quadruped is going to look something just like this. What you want to have are right angles all throughout. I have a right angle from my arm to my trunk, between my hips, and down at my knees. So they can engage in various tasks in this position, reaching underneath them, etc. This is a 4-point quadruped. Another thing you want to watch out for is their spine in this position. If they are arching too much, you want to kind of cue them to maybe have a flat back. Some people might also have a curve in their back. You can cue them by saying, try and act like you have a glass of water sitting on your back, don't let it spill. From this position, there you can also engage in 2-point quadruped tasks. So starting in hands and knees, that 4-point quadruped, you want to, if I'm going to reach forward with my right arm, I can also extend my left leg. You want this to be alternating, so if my right arm is forward, my left leg is back. They can switch and do different sides. They can reach for objects while reaching forward. They can just do this motion right here, see how long they can hold it, etc. Another position, this right here where I'm on my knees, this is called tall kneeling. This is good for the core and many other strengthening areas. They can engage in different tasks just like this while they're reaching, while they're lifting above their heads, while they're turning, working on that trunk rotation. They can try and engage in a visual task, looking behind. But overall, basically, you are just on your knees, feet stay on the ground. Some kids might want to lift them up, but overall, you're just in this position. You also have what we like to call the half kneeling. So in this position, you will just bring one leg forward, almost like you're getting ready to stand up. So you want to make sure your knee's not too far over that ankle. It's that 90-degree angle again. And this is just the split stance, half kneeling. They can engage in various tasks from reaching, crossing over, placing, turning, engaging in a task back here. Having this dissociation of one leg in what we like to call front space, while the other leg is in back space, is really good for children to dissociate their left-right discrimination, amongst many other things. And then lastly, we just have standing tasks, which basically if maybe your child is drawing pictures or anything, you can position the paper at shoulder height, so you're working on some shoulder strength. They're having to paint, constantly keeping their arms up, that's working on the upper body strength. Or they can transition down to any of the other positions. Come down into the half kneeling, come down in the tall kneeling from standing, etc. Thank you.